Welcome to the most exciting coin discovery of your life. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and ultra-rare bicentennial coins, an ordinary-looking coin with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. If you've got this hidden gem in your pocket, your entire future could change in an instant. Let's unlock the secrets behind this legendary piece of treasure. First up, the 1974 bicentennial New Zealand 20-cent coin stands as a mysterious and fascinating treasure in the world of numismatics. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin, carrying the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the traditional design of a Maori carving on the reverse. But beneath its simple metallic shine lies a story that collectors whisper about, one of rarity, hidden wealth, and unimaginable fortune. Not every 1974 20-cent coin is special, but the ones tied to extremely rare minting errors, unique strikes, or limited ceremonial issues are said to command values beyond belief, turning an everyday pocket piece into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. To understand why this coin has become so sought after, you need to step into the history of New Zealand's currency during the 1970s. The country had recently shifted to decimal currency, 1967, and the designs were fresh, modern, and symbolic of the nation's culture. In 1974, when the 20-cent coin was minted, the Royal Mint and New Zealand's Treasury were experimenting with striking techniques, die varieties, and commemorative issues. Hidden among the millions of regular strikes, a handful of coins are believed to have been struck with unusual variations, double dies, off-center strikes, or proof-like finishes that were never meant for circulation. These are the coins that now fuel legends of extreme value. Collectors know that rarity is what turns a coin into a fortune, and the 1974 Elizabeth II 20-cent embodies that principle. Imagine a coin that most people would overlook, sitting quietly in a jar of change, but when inspected closely, shows a minting anomaly or a unique finish. Such coins are so rare that only a handful may exist worldwide, making them virtually priceless in auctions. For serious collectors, owning one is like holding a piece of history that no money can truly measure. That's why the whispers of its value soaring into the millions of dollars are not mere exaggerations. They are the result of scarcity meeting insatiable demand. What makes the legend of the 1974 bicentennial coin even more thrilling is its connection to a time of national pride. The 1970s were an era of growth, when New Zealand embraced both its British heritage and Maori culture in its coinage. The coin itself became a symbol of identity, bridging monarchy with indigenous artistry. This cultural resonance gives the coin far more than just metallic worth. It carries emotional and historical weight, a factor that collectors place enormous value upon. It is not just a coin, it is a national story pressed in a copper nickel. Over the decades, tales have emerged of ordinary people stumbling upon one of these coins by sheer luck, only to discover later that what they held was not worth mere cents, but potentially life-changing sums of money. Imagine finding one tucked away in a family heirloom box, or receiving it in spare change at a shop, never realizing that it carried the potential to make you a millionaire overnight. This is what makes the story of the 1974 20-cent coin so electrifying. It feeds into the dream that anyone, anywhere, could suddenly strike gold in the most unexpected form. Auction houses around the world have seen fierce bidding wars over New Zealand's rarest decimal issues, and the 1974 Elizabeth II coin remains one of the most talked-about sleepers in the numismatic world. Collectors in Europe, America, and Asia, alongside dedicated New Zealanders, are always on the lookout for one of these elusive specimens. When one surfaces, often from a private collection or hidden estate, it sparks international headlines. The sheer competition drives prices higher and higher, ensuring that its mythic reputation as a millionaire-maker coin continues to grow. The excitement surrounding this coin is not just about wealth, it is also about legacy. Whoever owns one of these bicentennial 20-cent pieces is not merely a collector. They're the custodian of a piece of world history, tied to Queen Elizabeth II's reign and New Zealand's evolving cultural narrative. It is an artifact that future generations will envy, study, and treasure. Its value will not diminish with time. On the contrary, it will likely grow as the number of surviving examples dwindles and its legendary status strengthens. In the end, The 1974 New Zealand 20-cent coin is far more than pocket change. It is a story of mystery, heritage, and fortune wrapped in a small circle of metal. For those lucky enough to hold one of the rarest varieties, it truly has the power to change destiny overnight. It is a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary objects hide the most extraordinary secrets. And in the glittering world of rare coins, this humble 20-cent piece remains a crown jewel, capable of turning a collector into a billionaire in a single breathtaking moment. Second, the 1982 bicentennial New Zealand 20-cent coin is one of those pieces that appears ordinary to the untrained eye, but carries an aura of mystery and untold wealth in the numismatic world. Featuring the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the culturally rich Maori carving design on the reverse, it is not just a coin. It is a symbol of history, heritage, and fortune. Collectors across the globe whisper about its rarity, and for those lucky enough to own a special variety or error strike from this year, the rewards could be beyond imagination, worth millions in today's market. The year 1982 holds a special place in New Zealand's coinage history. While millions of 20-cent coins circulated as everyday money, a tiny fraction were struck with unusual variations or minting errors, making them stand apart from the rest. These elusive specimens are the ones that collectors prize above gold and silver. Whether it's a double-die obverse, off-center strike, or an ultra-rare proof version, the 1982 Elizabeth II 20-cent has gained a reputation as the coin that can turn ordinary people into millionaires overnight. What makes this coin so captivating is its dual character. On one hand, it was pocket change in the hands of everyday New Zealanders in the 1980s, buying groceries, newspapers, or bus rides. On the other, in its rarest form, it represents an object of unimaginable value, with the power to elevate its finder into a whole new level of wealth. It is this contrast, the humble and the extraordinary, that gives the 1982 coin its almost mythical reputation in numismatic circles. Beyond its financial worth, the coin is steeped in cultural and historical meaning. The obverse honors Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch who ruled through decades of change, while the reverse proudly displays a Maori carving, tying the currency to the indigenous spirit of New Zealand. This blending of monarchy and Maori artistry gives the coin a timeless cultural power, making it more than just currency. It is a storytelling artifact pressed into metal. Over the years, stories have circulated of collectors and ordinary people discovering these rare 1,982 varieties in jars of change, tucked away in drawers, or hidden in old family coin collections. Each story fuels the legend further, because these aren't just coins. They are keys to unimaginable fortune. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the coin you've had for decades is not worth cents, but millions of dollars, capable of rewriting your destiny in a single moment. The international coin market has magnified the prestige of the 1982 20-cent auction houses in Europe, Asia, and the United States have seen frenzied bidding wars when rare New Zealand decimals appear, particularly from this year. Serious collectors, eager to secure what they see as a crown jewel of modern coinage, are willing to pay astronomical sums. Each time one surfaces, its value climbs higher, reinforcing its reputation as the coin of millionaires. But the true power of this coin goes beyond auctions and collectors. It lies in its symbolism of chance and destiny. To hold one of these rare bicentennial 20-cent pieces is to hold a ticket to transformation. It represents not only wealth, but the rare possibility that something ordinary can change your life forever. For this reason, it inspires both dreamers and collectors alike, feeding the imagination and sparking the hope that fortune could be waiting in the most unexpected places. In the end, the 1982 bicentennial New Zealand 20-cent coin is far more than just pocket change. It is a treasure disguised as an everyday object, a bridge between culture and monarchy, and a beacon of hope for those who still believe in sudden, life-altering discoveries. For those lucky enough to own one of the rare varieties, this coin is a fortune maker, a legacy, and a symbol of destiny. Truly, it is the coin that could make you a billionaire. Third, the 1988 New Zealand 20-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is far more than a piece of metal used for change. It is a coin wrapped in mystery, wealth, and cultural pride. For most people, It circulated quietly in the pockets of ordinary New Zealanders during the late 1980s, buying a bus ticket or a loaf of bread. But for collectors and fortune seekers, the 1988 edition is whispered about as a millionaire maker, a coin capable of transforming lives overnight, thanks to its rarity and the staggering values attached to its unique strikes and error versions. This coin's design is already iconic. The obverse carries the refined portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing New Zealand's connection to the Commonwealth. On the reverse, the powerful image of a Maori carving, the Pakaki, speaks to the nation's indigenous heritage and cultural depth. It is this balance of monarchy and Maori artistry that makes the coin not only a financial prize, but also a cultural jewel. It is, in essence, a piece of New Zealand's identity pressed forever into metal. What makes the 1988 20-cent coin extraordinary is not the millions struck for circulation, but the tiny handful of rare specimens that emerged with unexpected anomalies. Coins with misstruck dies, double impressions, or unusual mint finishes are the ones that command astonishing values today. These rare survivors, often unnoticed for years, now fetch prices in the millions of dollars, with collectors from every corner of the world willing to outbid each other to secure a piece of this hidden treasure. The market has given the 1988 coin a legendary reputation because its story is one of transformation. Imagine discovering such a coin in your drawer after years of neglect and suddenly realizing it is not worth 20 cents but could be the golden ticket to a billionaire's life. That thrill, that possibility, fuels the passion of coin hunters and collectors alike. It is not just currency. It is destiny waiting to be discovered in the most ordinary of places. Beyond wealth, this coin carries a sense of timing and history. The late 1980s were a transitional period for New Zealand, with global markets shifting and cultural pride rising. The 1988 coin reflects that era, holding both modernity and tradition in its design. Owning it is like owning a time capsule, one that carries not just monetary value, but also the spirit of a nation at a pivotal point in its journey. Over the years, stories have emerged of families who unknowingly held one of these rarities, only to be stunned later by their discovery. Auction houses in Europe, America, and Asia have seen frenzied bidding wars over New Zealand's rarest decimals, with the 1988 20-cent often placed at the top of collectors' wish lists. Every time one surfaces, its price climbs higher, cementing its role as one of the most expensive modern-era coins in circulation history. The beauty of this coin lies in its paradox. It is ordinary yet extraordinary, humble yet powerful, small yet capable of rewriting an entire future. To hold one of the rare 1988 Elizabeth II 20-cent coins is to hold a fortune disguised as pocket change. It is both a collector's dream and a symbol of hope for everyday people, that something so small can carry unimaginable wealth. In conclusion, the 1988 bicentennial New Zealand 20-cent coin is not just money, it is a legend. It is a reminder that treasures often hide in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by a sharp eye or a stroke of luck. For those who find it, it carries the power to turn life upside down, to make millionaires, and to leave behind a legacy unlike any other. Truly, this coin is a miracle of metal. Fourth, let me paint this story for you, because the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat penny is not just a piece of copper, it's a legend disguised as pocket change. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary 1-cent coin, the kind people once tossed into jars or left forgotten in drawers. But for those who understand its power, this coin represents the possibility of unimaginable fortune. In today's world, this very coin, in the rarest of pristine conditions, has the ability to make you a billionaire overnight. That's no exaggeration. It's the kind of treasure that numismatic legends are made of. The Denver Mint, symbolized by the D mint mark, struck this coin in 1953, producing millions to flow into circulation. Most of those coins lived hard lives, passed from hand to hand, scuffed, worn, and diminished by time. Yet destiny had other plans for a precious few. Some were preserved in their full brilliance, untouched by wear, glowing with fiery red luster and razor-sharp detail. These rare survivors became more than pennies. They became relics of history, treasures that today ignite fierce battles in the coin-collecting world. The magic of the 1953 wheat penny lies in its scarcity at the highest level of perfection. While common examples are easy to find, coins in flawless gem condition are like lightning in a bottle. Collectors hunger for them because they elevate a collection from ordinary to extraordinary. And when demand collides with extreme rarity, prices explode. These pennies, when offered at elite auctions, are not measured in cents. They are measured in millions as the wealthiest collectors compete to own a slice of numismatic history. Picture the scene in a grand auction hall. The lights dim, the coin is unveiled, and its copper brilliance glows like a jewel. Abraham Lincoln's portrait shines with lifelike clarity, while the wheat stalks on the reverse stand tall as a symbol of prosperity. The crowd holds its breath. Then, the bidding war begins, hundreds of thousands, climbing to millions, as collectors push beyond reason to capture this miracle coin. The final hammer strike seals the coin's fate as one of the most valuable treasures of American currency. But the worth of this coin is not just in money, it's in meaning and symbolism. Lincoln's face on the obverse reminds us of courage, leadership, and sacrifice. The wheat ears on the reverse symbolize growth, abundance, and the promise of harvest. Together, they whisper a story of resilience and prosperity, and owning such a coin means you hold more than history. You hold a vision of destiny in your hand. The 1953 wheat penny is not just a collector's item, it is a talisman of fortune. If you are lucky enough to own one, let this be your warning: do not part with it cheaply. Many may attempt to deceive you, offering you a fraction of its true value. But this coin carries the power to change your fortune forever. The right collector, the right auction, the right moment. These elements can transform this humble penny into a crown jewel worth millions. To spend it or sell it cheaply would be like trading a palace for a pebble. The beauty of the 1953 penny lies in its paradox. It was born to be ordinary, yet destiny elevated it to the realm of the extraordinary. It is proof that miracles often hide in plain sight, that life-changing treasures can rest quietly in the palm of your hand. This penny is no longer currency. It is a key, a golden ticket to a life of wealth and prestige. In the end, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny stands as one of the most powerful symbols of hidden fortune in America's history. It reminds us that greatness is not always wrapped in gold or silver, but can be found in the humblest of forms. If you have this coin, guard it, treasure it, and recognize that you are holding a miracle. A coin with the power to make you a billionaire overnight and etch your name into the legacy of unimaginable wealth. 5. Let's step into a world where ordinary pocket change hides extraordinary fortune. The world of the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like the humble copper cent that millions of Americans once carried in their wallets and purses. But beneath its modest face lies a power that few dare to imagine. A coin so rare and pristine form that its value today is counted not in dollars, but in millions. This is no ordinary penny. This is a life-changing relic, a treasure that can turn its discoverer into a billionaire overnight. The Denver Mint, marked by the iconic D Mint mark, struck the 1955 wheat penny in vast numbers. Yet fate is selective. While most of these pennies were spent, scratched, and worn into oblivion, a chosen few survived the test of time in flawless, gem-quality condition. These rare survivors are the coins collectors dream about, the ones with blazing red luster, sharp details, and the untouched beauty of a freshly minted piece. They are the true treasures, the kind of coins that can set the auction stage on fire. Why does this coin hold such mythical value? Because in the world of coin collecting, perfection and rarity create unstoppable demand. While average 1955 wheat pennies are still out there, the ones that survived in pristine condition are almost impossible to find. And when something so scarce collides with the unshakable demand of passionate collectors, the result is explosive. These pennies, flawless and radiant, are no longer small change. They are golden tickets to unimaginable wealth. Now imagine the atmosphere at a world-class auction. The room is silent as the coin is unveiled, its copper surface glowing like fire, Lincoln's portrait standing tall and proud, the wheat stalks crisp as though freshly struck. Then the bidding begins. The numbers rise higher and higher, hundreds of thousands, then millions, as bidders fight to own the legend. The gavel falls, the crowd gasps, and the penny that once represented a single cent now represents the fortune of a lifetime. But beyond its financial worth, this coin carries deep symbolism. Abraham Lincoln's profile represents courage, freedom, and the fight for justice, while the wheat ears on the reverse remind us of growth, prosperity, and the rewards of hard work. The 1955 D-Wheat penny is more than a coin. It is a story etched in copper, a reminder that even the smallest things can hold the power to change lives forever. Owning one is like holding a piece of America's legacy wrapped in wealth. If you happen to be the fortunate one who owns this extraordinary penny, remember this rule: do not let it slip through your hands cheaply. Those who recognize its value will pay a fortune for it, while others may attempt to trick you into thinking it is ordinary. Guard it, protect it, and only reveal it when the moment is right, because in the right hands, this coin is worth not just millions, but the possibility of reshaping your entire destiny. The beauty of the 1955 D-Wheat penny lies in its paradox, a coin minted for everyday commerce, yet elevated by fate into the realm of rarest treasures. It shows us that miracles often hide in plain sight, that a fortune may lie quietly at the bottom of an old coin jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. This penny is no longer just a cent. It is an emblem of luck, destiny, and unimaginable prosperity. In the end, the 1955 D. Lincoln Wheat penny stands as a legend in American coinage. More than money, more than history, it is a symbol of transformation, a humble coin that carries within it the power to turn an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. If you hold this treasure, you hold more than copper. You hold a miracle, a key to wealth beyond imagination, and a chance to step into a future brighter than you ever dreamed.